Hello, my name is Alex Krujkov, and I'm here to talk about the power of collaboration and why every platform engineer should engage in open source contributions. So, before we start, a bit about myself. Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a data platform engineer at Wix.com. I worked in several companies mostly in platform DevOps or system roles. And I'm passionate about providing the architectures that will hold for high throughput and will last for years, yet minimizing the in company knowledge and providing self-service uh, platform for its users. Um, Lately, I began contributing to the Apache Airflow product. For whoever who don't know, it's a big thing in the data engineering world. I've contributed to the core product and for the third-party integrations, which called providers. And I'm here today want to share some of my lesson learned and some impressions that I had during my own contributions. So you probably integrated some open source product into your code, and the process looked a bit like playing with Legos, right? So you create a CI/CD platform for it. You tried this, you tried that. Nothing really works the way you want it to work, and you have like a bit of fighting throughout the process. When you eventually succeed, you write documentations on how to work with this product. You fix some integrations, you create monitoring and stuff like this. All of your journey with working with these products are making you an expert in this specific open source product framework or whatever. It makes you the source of knowledge, so internally people approach to you, and what I'm trying to say is that you have the expertise and you are already have all of the knowledge that you need to contribute to open source products, so don't feel that you don't have it. But before we will try to before we'll talk about what contributions give to you, let's define what are contributions. So the most obvious thing is code contributions. So you can contribute actual code, fix bugs, add features, and stuff like this. But contributions are everything that makes the product go forward. So attending tech talks, talking in conferences, arranging and having meetups, or writing blog posts, sharing your knowledge and your expertise are also contributions. And feel free, and I like do so because it's really really important. Also, writing new documentations and fixing existing documentations are also a sort of contributions, which are really really important for the onboarding of new people, or for troubleshooting. Now the next point about it's a bit might be a bit different between the projects, but in most of the projects that I've encountered, you can help with pull request reviews. So you can actually review someone else's code and offload the current maintainer's job in providing uh, best code in there. Also, a point that is getting missed, one of the most important contributions that you can do is to give support either on Slack channels or workspaces, GitHub issues, or GitHub discussions. Providing and helping the other people is helping with triaging and advancing the product forward. So let's talk on what's in it for you. So why I think that you should contribute to open source and why I think that everyone should do so. So if you choose the code contributor path, it makes you a better engineer. While you work on your existing company, you often take a lot of stuff as granted. So you are working on a specific cloud provider. You're working with existing monitoring stack. You are working with specific infrastructure, or you made decisions that are now need to last. Um, well, open source projects don't have this privilege. They need to make their solution as generic as possible, and when you develop it, you may need to make sure that it will work in every flow available. You cannot cut corners because you don't know who's your reviewer gonna be. You don't know what quality people expecting to. It makes you to provide, generally speaking, a better production grade code and it makes your skills sharpen. You don't need to hassle with the YAMLs, but you actually develop the feature itself. Also, as J.K. Rowling said, you can't be a good writer without being a devoted reader. While you start contributing code, you will it will force you to actually read the existing code, and make sure. And while reading the existing code, you it will make you a better engineer. It will deepen your understanding and will make you to to understand better and the product itself. So you think you're doing good local work, local development, and CI/CD. So you might think this again, because in your company you are used to developing to the same people. You often have like 50, 100, or 300 people as your developers, but you have direct contact with them. Meaning that if somebody tells that something is not working for them, you can ping them on Slack. You can talk with them. You can go to their PC and understand why it's not working. But again, open source don't have this privilege, so um, they cannot cover known bugs or flaws in your ecosystem with documentation that are specific to you. In open source, they build already tests either by function layer or for integration like various SDKs or whatever tests there are. They're already written. So I can guarantee you that if you will take a look at what the open source project can give you, you will get something from it. So you will probably didn't think about something or have some idea on how to create a Dockerized test. Um, Also, contributing to open source project can give you personal gains. So it might push you to practice more public speaking, increasing your personal brand and getting your name out there, which is really, really important. Um, if you like, it makes your communication skills better, because if you're submitting a PR or helping a person, you don't know who you're facing with, so you need to explain on your all your intentions better. It as communication is a muscle, so it makes you practice in it. Getting your pull request merged and accepted is helping you, is giving you a huge confidence boost. So you because you work with this product, having something of yours uh, like merged into the product itself, it's like having a huge I'm worthy stamp, and it really gives you a confidence boost. Also, contributing and participating in open source communities can help your career grow. So whether it's an internal career ladder, so it will help you to climb it, or help you with interviewing to other places. So a contributor is something that is really, really highly valued in our community. It also gets you familiar with great people, whether it's the inventors of the platform itself, or the people around it, people that are going to or speaking in conferences. Getting your social circle bigger, it's always helpful. Also, if you will be a contributor to an open source product, you will have an impact on the project itself. So, how many times have you fought with a specific missing feature and you had to make in-house tailoring, or fight because with the ecosystem because something is doesn't really work or integrate well? So by being a contributor, you can prioritize features or add new features that you actually need, and somebody else might even implement it because the community might be big. So you imagine the power in this. You just add something that you need that somebody else just do it for you. It's amazing. Also, is you while being a contributor, you will gain awareness of the project's roadmap. So if you will know when a specific bug is gonna get fixed, you will know about future features that might get added, and it will really help you in making sure that your roadmap that gives business value to the company might will help it materialize as well. Also, by being a contributor to an open source will get you better support for the existing committers, because this is just the human nature. People are keen to help the people they already know, and by being known in the community, people will want to help you better. So this is a point that you will gain as well. And note for the managers out there, so please free time for your employees for open source contributions. Not only you will gain a happier employee, you will also gain important knowledge back to the company. So you will get an expert about the product, somebody who knows the entire all of the bits and bytes of the framework, and it just like will be amazing to for your company as well. Getting control over the project roadmap will allow you to focus only on business value. So, as I mentioned, you will be able to understand when a specific feature will be added and maybe postpone or your plans, or to adjust them accordingly. Also, contributing to having a contributor in your team will help you to attract top talents to your team as well, because most often than not, the top talents also want to contribute back. So having a hub inside of your company might help you to attract these people. Some final notes. So if you have already deployed a production like if you already deployed an open source product into your production pipeline, I think that you can already start contributing. You have already all the knowledge that needs to be in order to start this. If you're waiting for a sign for starting contributing or to participate in open source contribution, let this presentation be a sign for you. Just start doing it. If you don't know where to start, you can join some discussion on GitHub, helping people, support on Slack, or helping to add some new features. If you don't know how to start with coding, you can check the contribution guidelines for every repo, or and look at issues that tagged with good first issues if there exist. Also, don't be afraid to ask questions. So if you want to if you want to start contributing and you don't know how, first thing that you can do is to go to Slack and ask the people for a question like, how can I start to contribute? People are nice and often keen to help, so don't be afraid to ask any questions. I hope that this presentation helped you with understanding the powers of open source communities, and how being a contributor can really help you. And just start doing so. So yeah, thank you. I was Alex.